Bob Hanssen was a highly regarded FBI agent with top secret clearance who gave away possibly more secrets than the Rosenbergs, two well-known socialists who gave away U.S. nuclear secrets to the Russians. When he was working for the FBI, he specialized in counterintelligence. He lived mainly in Northern Virginia during this time because it's close to Washington, D.C., which is where a lot of government agencies are. He began working for the Soviet Union, secretly, of course, in 1985 and throughout its breakdown of their communist government. So, in other words, that government was extremely unstable, and he still gave them documents as if handing candy to a baby. What is that analogy? Unlike most double agents, he didn't betray America for political gain or personal belief. In fact, betraying his own country seems to completely stand against his insane Catholic religious views. But it is speculated that he did it for his ego. He was constantly described as somebody that thought he was better than everyone else, and talked to almost everyone condescendingly. He transferred to Catholicism, is that how you say it? When he met Bonnie in his younger years. They later married and had many children. She never knew how intense his associations were with the Soviet Union. She always thought it was just a one-time thing. His whole family was very Republican. In fact, of the two big newspapers in Washington, the Post and the Times, he refused to read the Washington Post despite its higher popularity. He would only read the Times because its views were more like his. The family attended anti-abortion rallies often as well. As for personality, he had none. He had no sense of humor and was extremely cocky and aloof. While many of his business friends went to gentlemen's clubs after work, he would refuse, except for the few times that he went to preach to the strippers. People that could have potentially been his friend were off-put by his radical religious views. People at the office often called him Dr. Death because of his personality. He was a member, and his entire family was, of the secretive cult-like organization Opus Dei. I'm actually not that sure how to pronounce it. Members of this support theocracy and follow strict rules and ways of life. It takes 6 months of study to get in. Once in, members must report weekly to a director and attend Mass daily. They have to wear a spiked thigh band 2 hours out of every day and participate in other forms of self-mortification in order to take pain and suffering away from Christ. This includes whipping themselves in the morning and sleeping on a hard wooden floor once a week. They may not publicize their affiliations with the organization. Members in this organization are generally people with successful careers that make a big impact in the world. 2 Supreme Court justices are rumored to be part of it. So, naturally, Bob Hanssen wanted to be part of it, because, big ego and all, he had to be part of something that was prestigious and specialized. He had to be the best at everything he did. This is why some people believe he gave so many secrets over to the KGB. He needed to overachieve and excel at everything. This showed in his work ethic and his work ethic for an enemy nation. Not necessarily enemy, maybe like an excellent parent leads to excellent kids. Shout out to mom and dad. The Hanssen children were also exceptional. One became a lawyer, one a successful political science major, one was named the most outstanding history major in her entire college. They, just like Bob, were the best at everything that they did. One thing that Bob was especially good at was working with computers. Sometimes he would just hack into coworkers' computers and brag to them about how easily he could access their private information. Thank you, Bob. In 1991, when, as I'm sure none of you can imagine, people used letters to communicate, Bob suggested to the KGB that they communicate directly using a computer that will be specially equipped with certain advanced technology. He is referring to something that we now call email. The Soviets had no idea what he was talking about. So they continued to use letters and dead drop sites to exchange information. Bob was careful not to show the KGB his face or give them his full name. However, all of the sites that the Soviet Union suggested were less than 5 miles from his house, suggesting that they knew his address, though later a defense attorney said that they never knew his true identity. I don't know. Felix Bloch was one double agent Bob helped by trying to find out who gave him away to the FBI. One of Bloch's philosophies was, as they say, life is a... don't say that word. And then you die. So you live and you die. Then oblivion. I think that's what I'll get when I die. Oblivion. So what I'm saying here is that Augustus Waters may have been quoting an FBI infiltrator. For all you Fault in Our Stars fans. In exchange for all the valuable information Bob handed over to the KGB effortlessly and without any qualms, he received loads of cash money. And diamonds as well. He once received a diamond that was worth $24,720. He later sent it back because it was hard to hide a diamond. Because you see, if he had all these valuables, the FBI would know he had to be getting it from somewhere, because their pay isn't that high. Why do you think they're double agents? It's either for money or something else that is inappropriate for school. He hid this well. The Hanssen household was not affected by the hundreds of thousands Bob was rolling in. They appeared to be struggling throughout their entire lives. They had to take out mortgages and take out loans for stuff that cost a lot of money. The only way that Bob used the money to help the family at all was to pay for their kids' extremely highly priced Opus Dei education. Other money went to recreational uses and to strippers. So, another fun fact about Bob, he just gave money to strippers so that they could stop stripping, reclaim their lives, and find the Lord. You thought that he was actually going to make them strip. One of the strippers that he had a pretty good friendship with was named Priscilla. He bought her a Mercedes-Benz, gave her tons of money and a credit card, and he promised to pay for anything that she needed if she stopped stripping. Their friendship ended when she became addicted to crack, because thanks to Dr. Hawkins, we all know how that goes. She recalled later once asking him if he ever did anything bad in life, because she thought he was this angel. He said that he had once altered test scores in college. What he forgot to mention, maybe just slipped his mind, is that he gave the KGB 26 computer disks over his years of working with them. Each included hundreds of pages of highly classified material. He just gave them everything that he could put his hands on, and that is why he's the subject of this biography.